What up, though? This is Reese. So, if you don't know me, I'm Reese. I'm 42, from Detroit, raised partially in Detroit and Savannah, Georgia. Married, two beautiful kids. Kayana is 21, and Kaden is 4, going on 5, July 29th. Beautiful wife, Krishana, which I call Chrissy. My name is originally Kevin. I go by Reese, by the way. So I just wanted to get on here and chop it up and say the hardest thing in business is growth. It's not starting it, it's the growth. Let me tell you why. So back in about 2020, I wanted to go into events. I seen everybody starting venues. I followed everybody that started venues, all the mentors. I talked to mentors daily. I went to all of the classes. I learned everything you get about running and operating and building an event venue. I went all in. I went and learned about everything. I got business credit for it. I built up my business credit. I listened to everything on Debt Survivor from Ebony Cochran. She's the GOAT for everything. So I learned from her. Dominique, she owns several venues as well. She taught me a lot. So that goes to say, the hardest part about operating a venue isn't getting the leads, it's not getting the equipment and things like that. If you strategize, you can get your equipment, stack up before your venue. I had a garage full of tables, chairs, and everything. You have to excuse me, this is not a normal thing for me to talk on video. So we started the venue. Took months of work, months of hard leg work. Worked with a broker, Aisha, very good, very, very good broker. And we booked events. We got word of mouth out, referrals, and I did a lot of ads, Google ads, Instagram, Facebook ads, Facebook Marketplace, pushed out a lot of content, upgraded. I was using AI back then when it first came out, so I started using ChatGPT to build out packages that could dominate the industry. I started getting a lot of bookings off of our medium package. We had a $1,100 package, and then we had a $1,600 package, and then we had a $2,600 package. And people were booking the top two, and I just kept adding stuff to the packages and making them better. And I just researched with ChatGPT back then, like, what can I use to elevate this package? And we kept building out the package, growing, but space wasn't growing. You can only hold so many rentals inside the building, so I couldn't grow the rentals very big. I had limited space in the back, and transporting rentals from home to the venue every event would be costly because you're already moving linen back and forth from home and the dry cleaners and things like that. So that's where I didn't understand where growth was in the business. I had the tools, but I didn't have the mindset. I've never been in a business where it was stopped by this type of growth. And then a lot of the economy started going down because of COVID and things like that. So, excuse my nails, I'm working outside. So people started discounting their venues down to like $250 for 6 hours. That's unfeasible. And so I had to make a lower package with $500. It really doesn't cover my rent, my cost, and anything like that. Monthly cost alone is about $5,400. But I had to do $500 packages, $600 packages, $700 packages, and I had to pivot to where I advertised. So we advertised on ads, social media, and things like that, but I also had to pivot and get on Peerspace and advertise. I had to get on Eventective and Airbnb. We were on Airbnb and it was booking out like crazy with Airbnb. But it still was not growth. It paid the bills, but it was not growth. And that was the hardest part. It's like, how do you get past this? How do you grow past this stop point? And then you still have these venues that are discounting 6 hours, 8 hours for $250. And see, that's where my mindset could not shift because I wasn't in the place of understanding it. I couldn't figure out where to go from building to growing. And I think you have to really educate yourself on that part. Every business is going to be different. Every opportunity is going to be different. So you have to really educate yourself about the growth stage. The building stage is tough, and it's really easy until you get to that growth part. I'm like, oh, how do I do this? How do I elevate this? Now that I look back at it, I see a lot of opportunities where I could have grew. I could have grew the rental side. I could have grew 1221 events side that I'm running now. If I would have grew rentals, I would have took care of anything that I needed to grow in, because rentals is great opportunity there. But I just wanted to say, every business hits this wall, and most businesses stay there. They don't grow. They just stay paying the bills year in, year out. So you have to look at, where do you want to grow in the next 3 to 5 years, and really just get AI and ask it AI, whatever your AI is. I use ChatGPT and Claude and a few others, but if you want to use DeepSeek or Gemini or any of those, you can ask any AI and just ask it to give you a high-level roadmap for your business. That's all I got. What up, though? From Detroit? Nah, I don't live in Detroit no more.